I've got a question for you. When you have trouble, when you have trials, when you have traumas in your life, what does God expect you to do with that? What does He expect you to make of it? I've had trials, I've had troubles, I've had traumas of many different kinds over this last year and even the years prior to that. And I've often reflected on what does God want me to do with it? And I've believed that He's wanted me to take my mess and find the message in it, which I've done on multiple occasions. But I stumbled across this verse again from 2 Corinthians chapter 1 just a few weeks ago, and it landed on me or into my mind and heart in a way that I'd never experienced it before. I thought I'd just share it with you because this may help you as you think about what does God want you to do with your trouble, your trials, your traumas. The verse goes like this in the NLT. He, our merciful Father, comforts us in all our troubles so that we can comfort others. What jumped out at me this last time I read it, which was just about a month ago now, was two words. The two words that jumped out at me were these two. He, our merciful Father, comforts us in all our troubles, which I experienced that in so many powerful ways in 2020. When my wife got sick and then when she passed away, and when I tried to make my way through the fog and the darkness and the pain and the difficulty of that loss, I found such incredible comfort from my merciful Father that it's just hard to put that into words, what I experienced. And I felt like I've done incredible amount of good grieving, had wonderful people in my life, not only received the comfort from God, but received much comfort from others. And many of those people were those that had the similar trouble and they were now comforting me. But when I read it this time, I realized that I did not have really an option of whether or not I should comfort others in the same way that I've been comforted. It hit me like a ton of bricks. I've been comforted in my troubles so that, and all of a sudden it was like this sense of purpose kind of washed over me, that God put His hand on me and said, I've comforted you. You've had a storm, you've had trouble, you've had trauma. And I've come and I've comforted you. I've been a shelter in the storm. I've been a safe place. I've been a loving presence. I've been able to be with you in your trouble. But guess what, Cam Taylor? I don't want you just to hold on to that comfort and just savor it for yourself. I want you to take the same comfort that you received and share it with those who so desperately need it. And so I've, since this verse landed so squarely on my mind and heart and life, I realized that I needed to find a way to comfort those who have been afflicted in a similar way to the way I've been afflicted. And I think for you and me, it's about asking ourselves the question, what trouble have I experienced that I've equally experienced the comfort of God? And in the same way that we've received that comfort, we then in turn can help others who have had a similar experience to us. It's a powerful way that God uses us. I love what Rick Warren said. He said, don't waste your pain. Let God use it for your greatest ministry. And how often that happens. But let me go back to the way that I've sort of taken this message from God for me and turned it into something practical, something realistic. This week, I'm calling it the Good Grief Journey discussion group. I've been comforted by my merciful Father so that I can comfort others who've experienced loss. And I'll say very quickly that I am still grieving. I'm on my own journey of grief. But I realize that I'm at a place where I'm now able to comfort others in the same way that I've been comforted. And I'm so looking forward to it. I just feel this fire within me. With this opportunity, I've got 11, almost 12 people, maybe 12 people signed up to come together once a week for 6 weeks on Zoom to process the losses that they've experienced in a very similar way to the losses that I've experienced. And I can hardly wait. I'm nervous, I'm scared, but I've taken to heart what God has said to me, and I'm now going out and, as best as I can, providing comfort to those in the same way that I've been comforted. So I just want to leave that question with you. 3 questions. What trouble have you been in? What trials have you experienced? What trauma has been your experience? That's number 1. Connect with your own experience. Number 2 is, how has God comforted you? Or maybe you're in the middle of it and you need to get through it first, at least far enough through it that you have a so that you're able then to help others. But what's been the trouble? How has God comforted you? Now the question is, who can you comfort in the same way that you have been comforted? So like always, I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment, send me an email, how you are applying this whole concept, this powerful direction that God gives to us of comforting those in the same way that we have been comforted. Thanks for listening and have a great day.